Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I have another update in the David case, and shout out to Ron and Mango for this. With that being said, let's get into it.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Occam's razor is often known as the law of simplicity, aka the simplest answer is usually the correct one. It's supposed to be this principle in solving life's greatest problems. People have definitely oversimplified Occam's razor to hell and back, and they think it just means keep it simple. It's technically a misinterpretation, and I do find philosophy majors to be beautifully insufferable, but I can see why they get frustrated at the way that we've just turned Occam's razor into simple. The main message of Occam's razor is if you have two competing hypotheses that equally explain the observed data, the one with the fewer assumptions should be the one that's selected. The emphasis is on having fewer assumptions rather than just picking the simpler one. That's why it's called Occam's razor. Occam, after William of Occam, the philosopher who popularized this method, and razor, because you're supposed to shave away at all of the assumptions to get to the meat, the core of the matter. I see people referencing Occam's razor for the case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez and singer D4VD, aka David, that the simplest answer is the correct one, which I tend to agree that the very circumstantial evidence so far, at least the way that it's being presented by alleged sources close to the two, the way that it's being presented thus far, it does not look good for David. But even if that is the case, it's not a simple answer. How are you supposed to shave away at all the different assumptions when the entire case is just a giant ball of assumptions at this point? Such as of right now, the police have yet to confirm a relationship between David and Celeste. So that's technically, that whole thing is an assumption. There are screenshots, videos, pictures, people coming forward to allege that they were intimately connected. Some netizens believe that they might have known each other since she was 11 years old, which would have been back in 2021. That's an assumption. Then there's the assumption that there's another Celeste in David's life. I will say that this is less of an assumption, but no statements have been made by either party, and we will operate as basically everything is an assumption aside from the handful of things that we absolutely know to be true. That there is another Celeste, and people are calling her the other Celeste, second Celeste, decoy Celeste, older Celeste. Netizens say that the two girls look very similar, and when you look at the pictures of just their faces, they don't look familiar, but there is a belief that both Celeste would often wear similar things, such as the same Gap hoodie, or at least it looks like the same Gap hoodie, the one that Celeste is pictured in, her missing child poster. Both of them have been spotted wearing it, giant oversized eyeglasses. And there are theories and speculations that David did this on purpose, that he brought in an adult Celeste, an adult woman named Celeste, who could maybe sometimes pass for the victim Celeste, so that if he is ever quote-unquote exposed for allegedly dating a minor, he could turn around and say, you guys have it wrong. My girlfriend is an adult woman named Celeste. They just look the same, they have similar names, but that's it. That's a theory, that's an assumption. And once you shave off all of that, there's like nothing left in the middle. There's the only core of the matter that we have so far as of filming this is September 8th, 2025 of this year, while David is out on his world tour, still based in the US before starting his European leg. Back in Hollywood Hills, his Tesla gets impounded. Neighbors of a residential street close to where David's manager rents a house that is most likely for David, it's $20,000 a month. Near that house, neighbors report David's Tesla of just being parked all around the street for about at least 3 weeks, and then eventually it just stopped moving. So they had it impounded. It had Texas license plates. Nobody had reported the car missing. And then employees of the tow yard, Hollywood Tow, they call the police because they say, hey, something is funky fresh scent in here. Like the scent of this is emanating from the trunk. The police come and they discover a dead body in the car. The car has not been reported stolen, and David is not in Los Angeles. He is out on tour. Even how the body has been found, at least to the public, is a giant assumption. Some reports, such as the LA Times, initially stated it was just a head and a torso. Other outlets have been using the word dismembered or in pieces, but nobody can seem to agree. Is it just a head and a torso? Is the body dismembered? LAPD and the medical examiner's office have been so quiet about this entire situation. The cause of death has been deferred. They're not even outright calling this a homicide investigation, but rather a death investigation that is being handled by the LAPD Robbery and Homicide Unit.
Except in one statement.
Yes, they made a little slip in a statement where they said anytime you're dealing with a homicide investigation, but they have not formally stated, like, this is a homicide investigation. They're saying actually it could take weeks or months to even determine if a crime had been committed, which people are questioning even that because what do you mean? Nobody goes into a trunk by themselves.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. David's spokesperson releases a very short statement that states along the lines of, David has been informed he's cooperating with the police, which leads initially a lot of people to believe that David is not involved, especially considering he continues his tour. He does multiple shows. He does a show September 9th.
You on the job? Retired cop?
No, collect rewards actually. Just want to help in any way I can.
We have a job for you. But there are growing questions. We know the body is a female in the trunk. She allegedly has a tattoo on her finger. It's alleged that David has the same tattoo. Now, I know that there are so many new reports saying that TMZ made that up and David does not have a tattoo. It's hard to find a lot of
It's SHHH.
yeah, like you put it on your right index finger to like hush. Rihanna popularized it, but there have been reports that TMZ lied about him having a tattoo. People are pointing to how on Instagram pictures you don't see it. So some are saying, well, maybe he recently got it. Some are saying, well, maybe he edits it out of his Instagram pictures. Others are saying, and this is my opinion if this is true, if all of this is no longer there, I had a finger tattoo. It went away really quickly. Some people metabolize the ink differently, but that's been a whole debate. So allegedly, he had a same matching tattoo. Then it's not until September 17th, 2025, that the body is identified as a 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This is again an assumption though, because her body was discovered September 8th. The medical examiner states that it's her belief that she had been in the car for some time. Celeste's birthday is September 7th, the day before her body is found. It is unlikely that she saw her 15th birthday. So now even some media sources...
That is an assumption, you mean?
The medical examiner and a lot of media sources, they still kind of categorize her age closer to 15. Most of mainstream media sources are saying 15-year-old because it was past her birthday and they're going off the date that her body is found. So I think medically speaking, that's how they do it. Mainstream media is going with that, but it's likely that she was technically 14.
Yeah, she never made it to 15.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so it's technically a 14-year-old's body, but it's just even that. Because
But even now, we don't know.
Yeah.
Is it 14 or 13? Like,
yeah, we don't know.
is it 14? Like, she went missing.
Friends say that they had contact with her July of 2025, so she would have been 14.
Okay.
But we cannot confirm even that.
Yeah.
We don't know who these friends are. The police haven't talked to them. They haven't verified metadata of text messages or calls. And even text messages, you can't prove that it's Celeste texting people. It's just very tricky. No one knows really the time of death.
I see.
We can confirm. The only thing I will say is this is the latest confirm that I got of someone seeing her. There's visual and a video that's been uploaded. Was July of last year.
24?
Yes. So it's all over the place. I mean, we really don't know. But regardless, her body is identified and David stops his tour. He makes no further statements. But judging by his wording of news outlets, his spokesperson is no longer the one that's being reached. It is his attorney. The Hollywood Hills rental home is searched by the authorities 2 days after that. They are seen walking out of his house with evidence bags, electronics, and they say that they are exploring all potential avenues. David has, at least at the time of recording this, has not been named a suspect. He has not been detained. He has not been arrested. He has not made any further statements. David has now moved out of the Hollywood Hills house that his manager was renting. The property owner states they're moving out this week. The moving trucks will be here soon. They decided to move out because of the ongoing circumstances. They don't want to be here anymore. But nothing more. Celeste's family have been very quiet as well publicly, and a lot of assumptions are being made by the internet. The police are quiet. David and his team are quiet. Celeste's family are quiet. This case has so many assumptions and coincidences and connections that I think that most people are uncomfortable with it. It just feels like maybe if there's one piece of circumstantial evidence, it's weird. But when you have 50 and then you have new ones coming out every hour, it's hard to remain completely neutral. And so with these elements, netizens have come up with a few theories. 5 theories to be exact. 1, he killed her for fame, a Hollywood sacrifice. 2, he's innocent. 3, he's involved, but maybe not first-degree murder. Perhaps there was an overdose. Perhaps there was something else that happened, that he did not physically outright kill her. 4, this is a multi-part theory. David jealousy, or maybe she realized that she was being groomed, was ready to tell someone, or she was pregnant. And 5, there is a lot more that we don't know, and perhaps other people are connected. I will say the theories range from creations of somebody in a desperate need of going outside, just crazy, to plausible. But this is what the internet thinks happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the 14-year-old little girl found deceased in the trunk of David's car.
When we need help, kindness steps in. When we need hope, kindness steps up. Kindness is powerful, merciful, magical. For our patients
Of David's car. We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support NECMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They are the nation's largest and most influential child protection organization. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support our growing team, and we'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. A few disclaimers. There are going to be allegations of grooming, SA, CSA, as well as themes like gore. There's also a brief mention of potential dismemberment and decomp. Also, another huge part of this is that there have been 0 convictions, 0 arrests, 0 anything. I mean, we really have nothing besides what the authorities have said in their very brief, very polished press briefings. That's it. We will be doing our very best to debunk or verify all of the online rumors, and there are so many online rumors. And then right when you think a rumor has been somewhat verified, it seems like most people believe it, and then
Hello,
someone
y'all.
comes out and tries to debunk
Welcome.
it, and then it sounds plausible. And so things are going to be moving and things are going to be changing nonstop, so I don't even know how dated this episode is going to be. So just keep that in mind. I mean, in a month, everything could be different. We'll just have to see. We also want to disclaim that all screenshots or media posted by people online can be edited or faked. We did our best to try and verify everything, but I mean, I'm not an expert on how AI creates pictures or deepfakes. I've tried my best to make sure we get to the original tweet or the original source and then see if there's anybody pointing out anything that's clearly, obviously AI generated. But even that has been very difficult. So with that being said, let's get started. One of David's neighbors decides that they're going to talk to the media about David and Celeste and what they saw. But they're going to be unnamed, which makes sense. But they're also going to talk to The Sun, which is a very questionable outlet. It's like the Daily Mail. So
Yeah.
take it as you will, but they
Basically
speak
a
to The Sun,
gossip
and they
rag.
allege that Celeste, the victim, the 14-year-old girl, was living with 20-year-old David in his Hollywood Hills house. They say he was with the girl.
Now I got to pause for a second. Who in the world will let a 14-year-old child live with a grown man? Can someone answer me that question? Who would let their teenage child live with an adult? I'll wait. Ain't no
Regularly,
way in the
all the
hell.
time. I would be in my car and we would acknowledge each other, say hi. That was about it. When they were heading to the store or whatever, I would pass them. They were pretty quiet. I never saw police there. I didn't hear them partying or anything, nothing wild. I was shocked to find out what happened. I saw them a couple of months ago, I'm not sure, but I thought they were just kids, like a couple of 18, 19-year-olds. I had no idea. It's crazy.
So this is only reported by The Sun.
Yes.
So that's it. We don't know who they are.
Yeah, we don't know if they're a real neighbor. We don't know if this is actually what they saw. You know, I didn't know he was a singer, but I knew he had a Tesla because it was always parked outside. This Tesla has a giant dent on the back. That has been confirmed. He says, I did ask him about his Tesla, you know, as his car was hit and he never fixed it. He didn't really want to say what happened. Anytime I tried to talk to them, they weren't very engaging. They just kept to themselves. But now netizens are confused. Like, why are you talking to The Sun? I mean, how trustworthy is The Sun? And second, are we sure this is the Celeste or the other Celeste? He claims it's the missing girl. He claims it's the girl that was found. But is he sure? Are we sure? Is The Sun even sure? We don't know. David's digital footprint is also extensive, to the point that I don't know if he's ever had a singular thought that has not been spoken into a Discord server somewhere out in the ether. But Celeste does not have a lot of pictures of her out there where her face is not covered. Typically her face is covered. There are barely any videos of her. The old picture, okay, so there's a lot of pictures of her when she was younger. She's already young, but even younger. So there's almost more childhood photos of her than there are of her at 13 years old, 14 years old. There's barely any videos of her, and the ones that are popping up now, she appears to cover her face most of the time. It's just so hard to get a good look at her face, is the feeling.
Hi, Heather.
Hey, how are you?
Well, Heather found out my Widowmaker was 97% stopped.
This is the feeling. So when more alleged pictures and videos come out, it's hard to definitively say that looks like Celeste with David. People have been trying to organize a big document of all the reported sightings that are real and or debunked, but it's getting difficult. One comment reads, "That's the thing. We practically have nothing on this girl. We know that she had a habit of running away from home, she disabled her Instagram a lot, and she covered her face a lot." To which someone comments, "What's sad is she only seemed to exist in David's world. Like, she didn't have anything outside of his world. And even in his world, she would have to hide and play small." There are a lot of screenshots where it's just hard to tell anything. There's this screenshot taken of a Discord chat from March 12th, 2023. This is almost exactly a year before she goes missing, 2.5 years before she's found deceased. It's a screenshot of a screenshot. Just stay with me. Someone screenshots a picture of the Discord chat. And one person had screenshotted David during his live stream.
Okay.
And they posted that screenshot onto the Discord server as a message.
Yep.
And it's David live streaming in the most pink room you'll ever see. It's just glowing LED light pink. It's dark. You can't see anything in there. You can barely see David, but he's leaned up close to the camera. He takes up like half the picture. And then behind him is this girl sitting, and she's covering most of her face with a blanket, or what appears to be like a jacket. Now, this screenshot is posted to Discord allegedly March 12th, 2023. That would be when Celeste is 13 years old. Along with the comment, "Hey, who's the girl?" David responds allegedly. This is what the screenshot depicts. He allegedly responds, "You are a Fed."
Wow.
And all we have is a screenshot of that screenshot within a screenshot.
That's crazy.
Then there's another one where it shows David taking a selfie with the caption, "Absolutely mogged." And next to him appears to be a girl who appears to be Celeste. Her face is entirely covered almost, you can just see her eyebrows, by a Louis Vuitton purse. You only see her curly hair, like you see lots of her curly hair, and so that makes people believe it's Celeste because she has to cover her face and she has curly hair. It's gotten to the point where even the accessories are being analyzed as clues because people are trying to track where this Louis Vuitton bag is. I think it was last seen in a TikTok that David filmed in 2024. So people are saying, well, maybe Celeste is definitely alive and with him at this time. Or others are saying he could have gifted her the bag and then taken it. Even accessories like bracelets. David is seen wearing a stack of bracelets, which appears to have also been worn by Celeste. Or Celeste's love for Hello Kitty that David seems to have adopted. People are looking for anything. And then there's just a slew of pictures that have since gone viral where it appears to be them together, and those have all been quickly debunked. So either it's not David and Celeste, and it just maybe looks like David and Celeste, and it's pictures of like the back frame. So for one, it was a guy and a girl shopping in a mall, and they're looking at a Hello Kitty stand, and people are saying that this is David and Celeste. It's not David and Celeste. That's been debunked. Another one is a real legitimate picture of Celeste that somebody took, and then David has been photoshopped in. So there have been lots of these pictures that have been coming, like I would say a good chunk, I don't even know if we can trust them. And then another good chunk, we don't even know if it's Celeste. For example, there is a video where David and a girl are inside of this arcade. People are recording them and people are saying, look, it looks like Celeste and it looks like she's hiding. It looks like David is trying to get her away from the camera. But this seems to be the adult Celeste. If you look at her hair is in braids, it looks more like the adult Celeste. Her facial features, she just definitely looks older as well. And so there have been all of these different things that have come out, and it's unclear who is the Celeste. I will say there are two pictures that people believe are the real Celeste. So one of them is a FaceTime screenshot. Whoever is FaceTiming David takes a screenshot, and they caption it, "Celeste and David don't let me sleep." And you see both David and Celeste like peering into the camera.
And you can tell it looks like the
The young Celeste?
Yes, this looks like victim Celeste, but again, we don't know if this is a real picture, if it's been edited.
But then this person, whoever took the snap,
Yeah.
we don't know who that is either.
Yeah.
That is so strange that so many people around them know about what's going on, but everyone's so
What?
quiet.
A lot of his friends have come out.
Oh, yeah?
A group of his friends have come out to say that they thought Celeste was 19. They thought she
Dude,
was in
what are you
college, and
talking
they
about?
understood her to be attending USC.
This chef enjoyed
Okay,
the damn
so
live stream.
Okay.
But again, we don't know if they're talking
Weirdo.
about 19 or 23-year-old Celeste.
But they're probably talking about the young Celeste. Otherwise, why would they say, I thought she was in
Yeah.
college? Right? Otherwise, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
And even the other Celeste, if she can just verify when her and David got together,
So that is why there's a lot of new theories that are happening. I will say the other Celeste has probably been receiving a lot of intense opinions and feedback from the internet. I think that benefit of the doubt should be given, as she probably could be working with authorities and could be telling them everything and has been told not to say anything, even if she doesn't know the other Celeste, even if she has no idea what the relationship between David and the other Celeste might have been, could have been, we don't know. If she knows nothing, she honestly just could have been involved with a guy who's involved with a whole lot of other things, and she did not know. So it's likely that she's working with the authorities, but because she has not said anything, and because people think it would be so easy for her to come out and say, actually, that's me at the arcade, that's not me, so whoever that's in the picture, that's weird. People are saying that's so easy for you to do, and if you haven't done that, does that mean something weird is like, do you know something we don't know? Do you know something we shouldn't know?
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies.
Come on! Are you not entertained?
As if.
So please, take a chair.
Thank you.
And start streaming. A mountain of movies on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, so this picture, this FaceTime picture seems to be, most netizens are on the belief that this is the real Celeste. Then there's another picture where it shows him posting on Instagram to close friends, and it's a picture, a mirror selfie with allegedly Celeste. You can't even tell it's David. You can't even tell because his hood is covering his head, his phone is covering the entirety of his face, and Celeste, who appears to be snuggling up to him, is covering her face with her hand. So but she has curly hair. It looks like them, and most people do believe it is them. These are the two pictures that, as of right now, are the least contested on the internet, along with this Instagram picture. This is a very real Instagram picture. It's David posing for the camera. I showed you the picture. It's like at a party with the flash on, and there is a girl behind him with curly red hair, and she has a headscarf on.
Yeah.
You see her side profile, and even then, she's covering her face with her hand, so you can't really see her, but people believe that to be the real Celeste. This picture is legitimate, it's just debated whether or not this is Celeste. The Reddit share, there is also another video that surfaced from June 27th of 2024, and it's David's little brother, and who appears to be Celeste with a head pulled over her head, walking backstage to David's, yes, the concert.
Right, that one, I
Looks.
feel like I can see the resemblance so clearly. You told me the guy was David's brother, younger brother?
Younger brother.
Younger brother. And then the girl, just through the eyes, it looks very much like the real Celeste.
And then now people are saying anytime you see a girl with a hood covered over her face or covering her face a lot in pictures and videos, a lot of people take that to mean it's Celeste. Because even in that concert video, she doesn't cover her face because I don't even think she knows someone's recording. But when someone calls David's little brother's name, she looks back and she looks timid, and she's got the hood covered over her face, and she's like, what's happening? And then she like goes into backstage. So people are saying the older Celeste, she never really hides her face.
Yeah.
Because she
I
probably
see.
doesn't need to.
Right. I see the theory on that.
So anytime you see a girl who's covering her face, and then there have been problems because David has another friend, two friends actually, who have wavy curly hair. I mean, this is not like a very rare hair type, right? And so they will be pictured in the back of photos. But you just see their curly hair, and so people are saying that's Celeste, right? But I think when you just see their back, it's hard to say. People are saying when you see some of her face and it's covered, it's likely Celeste. Is the internet theory? We could be completely wrong. People also believe that the live stream where a girl is next to David saying, is it controversial of you kids? That is most likely the real Celeste.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial. It's controversial of kids.
Really good
Okay,
one.
bye.
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything.
But as of filming this, the most recent sighting of Celeste that can be confirmed was posted on TikTok by a family friend of Celeste onto her personal TikTok account. And she posted it back in July of 2024.
Okay.
Meaning this can be pretty much dated, right? It's not like all this news is coming out and she posts this and we're like, we don't know if this is from a year ago, 3 years ago, we don't know. The video was posted at least a few months after Celeste is reported missing. And in the video, you see, it's like a very long video of a family gathering in someone's backyard. And then you see Celeste come into frame. And at the very end, she's on her phone. She says hi to the adults briefly. She looks uncomfortable. And then she glances at the camera filming behind her. She looks very uncomfortable. The comments of the original video have been turned off. However, other people have been reposting it. And I mean, there's a lot of comments. There are some people debating whether or not Celeste lied to David about her age, which I will say, I agree with most comments of, she looks like a baby. I mean, I don't know why people think that she could get away with lying as being a college student. Some people have been making remarks about her body type, her body figure. She literally looks like a baby. Like, if you look at her face, she looks like a child. I don't know how else to put it. Other
Yeah.
people have been agreeing with me and they're commenting, she literally looks like a child if you look at her face. So even if she ever lied about her age, look at her. She's a baby. People are using the Cardi B meme because they're like, just look at her, like she's a baby. What are these people saying that she lied about her age and David is innocent? And another thing, I will say, side note, even if she did lie about her age, as mentioned before, there is a belief that Celeste used multiple fake IDs to get around and to go to parties. I think it's one thing if you're at a party where there's so many people around. Everyone has to be 18 and up to get in. I don't think I'd be looking and going, I don't know if you're 18, because there's so much happening. But I think when you sit down and you get to know someone, if they're lying and they're saying that they're 19, but they're actually 13, 14, I think within an hour, you're getting a little suspicious. It's just the amount of development that happens in those years, it's not really something that you can lie about easily. So that's just to say, there might be people who have met the real Celeste at parties, at events, at gatherings, and I don't think it's necessarily their fault if they did not know that she was 13 or 14. But I'm saying, if you're in an intimate setting with someone and you see their face up close and you're talking to them, having a conversation with them, it's very clear when someone is of a certain age. Other people are commenting about that video. How did Celeste's family know that she was around? This is after she's been reported missing last year. One comment is just focused on that, and they're saying it doesn't make any sense. Like, do her parents not care? Do her family not care? There have been lots of people very upset with Celeste's family about not having better care for their child. There has been discourse that I don't think that I can necessarily get involved with of how
Come on.
of how different types of minority families will often treat their daughters like adults too early. So that's been a huge discussion in certain communities, and I can see how that could be applicable even in like an East Asian household. But then also there have been conversations of her dad is back and forth from Mexico, that he's not even in the country most of the time. Her mother does not speak English well, and they are of a socioeconomic class where the police don't really necessarily take them seriously. Also, if her mom does not speak English, perhaps she knew that Celeste was dating someone named David. I also think that it's a very tricky balance of trying to get your daughter or your children to not do something by telling them to not do something. It's very hard because you could be pushing them to run away more because you're being too restrictive. I'm sure, I don't know, I'm not a parent, but I just imagine that there is a lot of complicated things, and I don't know if jumping to conclusions is the best part, but I do think that there could have been a lot done to help Celeste. And I think we can probably place blame more on the person who harmed her, and then the police, and then as of right now, nothing has come out about the family as what we know. But there are people alleging that her family was her out, that they were receiving money from David, that her sister specifically put her out. That becomes a huge topic of conversation because it's a comment on Reddit that started gaining a lot of traction. This is about David after a body is found in his trunk, but before the body is identified. And, okay, which side note, can I just do a disclaimer? I will say I am one of the first people to blame parents. I think when you have children and you bring another human being into this world, it is your duty to protect them. And there's really
Exactly.
little room for error when it comes to something as big as like this, protecting them from people like David. If they had known that David is an adult, Celeste is a child. I get it. I get where the anger can come from with people just upset with her family. But I think the problem is there's a lot of things that we don't know that have not been confirmed, and then the allegations are just growing larger and larger. I think the initial few days, the anger with Celeste's family was more so, how could they let her run away multiple times? How could they know that she's dating someone named David and do nothing about it? And David is an adult. Like, how do they not know who her boyfriend is? And if they knew that he's an adult, they shouldn't let them date. There's reasonable emotion there.
Yeah.
But I think it's just ballooned into their her out, they're selling her, they knew and they didn't care because David's rich, they set it up. Like, there's so many allegations, and I think the problem with these allegations is if this is a family who clearly is not on the internet and they're getting this influx of hatred all of a sudden, they might be more reluctant to talk to the police and tell them everything because they might get paranoid that they did something legally wrong, they did something criminally punishable of not protecting their daughter enough. And like, even if they did something criminally punishable, they should be able to tell the police so that they can justice can be served there, and it could help serve justice for Celeste. So I think it's a lot right now. Like, everywhere I look, the rhetoric is getting very intense, and I think a lot of it stems from this comment. Not that anything is wrong with this comment, but I think this is the proof that netizens are using to kind of funnel this narrative, which the day after a body is found in David's trunk, before the body is identified, there is a Reddit comment. This guy's a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from Lake Elsinore ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was her out. She was in the 7th grade at the time, and LAPD sweeped his place in the hills. I'm terrified that's who's in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. I won't release names as she's still a minor, but she was from Lake Elsinore. People were actually initially upset with the OP because this is before Celeste is identified, writing, I strongly doubt this is true. He has a very public social media presence, and there's no one underage in his road crew. I've only heard good things about David from tour and venue staff. Don't stuff posts like this with all the speculation going around. You're gonna just feed wild witch hunts like this. To which OP responds, it isn't speculation. It literally happened. I don't really care if you've heard nice things about him. That has no impact on my personal negative experience. Well, the victim has been identified as female, wavy black hair, and a tattoo. Mean anything to you? I'm really not trying to release any identifying information because it absolutely sounds like her, and my heart is broken. I don't want to mess anything up regarding the investigation, and I'm actually reaching out to LAPD today.
Whoa, this is wow.
Speaking of, another person who allegedly David was following on Instagram posted a comment, prayers to her family. I used to be close friends with David, and we dated when I was 16 and he was 18. We've seen each other IRL 2 times max, and there's so much more, but he introduced me to religion and whatnot, so I'm shaken up by the fact that he could have done this. I remember a Celeste. I have a picture of them together I think I've seen in the past. Then another clip of an interview. So these are things that are going viral as of recently, after the last video that I filmed. There is a video clip of David playing Fortnite, and the host asks him questions. David, who do you want to collaborate with? And David, as he's playing Fortnite, he's saying, you know, I want to collaborate with a jazz musician named Celeste. He says, I want to do something with Celeste. I really want to do something with Celeste. And then he kind of, and then he kind of zones out, and then he goes, and maybe, what's his name? I got distracted for a second, my fault. Wait, Steven Sanchez, too.
Speaking like jazz musicians that I would love to collab with, I want to do something with Celeste.
Okay.
I really want to do something with Celeste. And maybe, what's his name? I gotta check it for a second.
But how
Steven Sanchez.
Okay.
So people are pointing to this video and saying, is he getting distracted because he's thinking about the real Celeste? Or is it Fortnite?
So there is a jazz.
There is. I looked into it, and she's very talented. Much older, yes. But another element to this case is Celeste's brother allegedly told someone that Celeste would tell the family that this David guy keeps promising to marry her when she turns 18. So he allegedly says that. There is now a deleted account on Discord that posted a picture of themselves wearing an engagement ring with the name David tattooed in red ink on their finger, and that is suspected of being Celeste's account. That same deleted user, remember, apparently responded to a happy birthday post from September 7th, which is Celeste's birthday.
most important race of the day.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win. I knew I was gonna win from the start.
Pop the laptop and start the movie. All the 150.
Birthday. But now there's another picture circulating of an Instagram account named Hello Kitty Life Girl at a restaurant. They story something. It's at a restaurant and you see David. I mean, it's David. He's waiting for food. He's on his phone and she just takes a picture and it shows her hand and there's a ring on her left finger.
What kind of ring?
It's like a small diamond ring.
Like an engagement ring looking?
It looks
ring?
like an engagement ring.
Huh.
Yeah, it does.
So like a single stone, right?
Yes.
Like that. Okay.
So then people are speculating, okay, maybe this is Celeste's old Instagram account. And people are saying, if she had the name David tattooed on her ring finger, left ring finger, would that not immediately be reported? Because she's found in David's car, has a tattoo of David
Also,
on
David,
her hand.
is it DAVID?
Yeah,
Okay.
which would be his government name.
Okay.
So it's David tattooed. So then people are saying, why would that not be immediately reported? Right when the body is identified, it would be reported. They have a tattoo and a David tattoo and happen to be found in the trunk of a singer named David's car. Wouldn't that be the whole news argument and news stations would go crazy with it? But then this is adding to the speculation that not all parts of Celeste were found. So people are saying, if you were to do something to Celeste and you happen to have the name David, you would not keep the part that's tattooed David, or others are saying it's red ink, it could have easily been absorbed. So I had a red ink tattoo on my finger. It was gone really quickly. So people are saying maybe it didn't show up, maybe it wasn't around at that time, maybe she got it removed. Maybe it's not her in these pictures.
Or decomp?
Yeah, or decomp, like there's so many different things.
Yeah,
So nothing can
so
be
many.
firm, nothing can be said with wholeheartedness. But that adds to the theory that they were very serious, is this netizen theory. Not only were they talking, but it seemed like they're in a full-blown relationship. And this is important because some people are saying, well, maybe David didn't know her age. And some people might agree if maybe they talked.
Here's the thing I can't figure out. Why didn't the police pick this dude up for the PDF stuff? That's what I can't figure out. Oh, let's continue.
Online for 2 months and then he saw her once in real life and was like, whoa, you are not 19. But this is showing a little bit more severity of the relationship if all of these things are true. Then another TikTok that's been circulating is an old interview of David where he's asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? At that point, Celeste would be 18.
Okay, so
Hey there,
guys, hopefully
18.
this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying? Why are you saying that like you're not like up there, gang?
Well, I'm not there yet. But
Okay,
hopefully it's
okay.
like even crazier next
Okay.
year. And then I'm going
Hello,
crazy for
hello.
the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib. No social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone.
So now people are wondering, Celeste's brother allegedly said David told Celeste that they would get married when she turns 18. Celeste was allegedly posting with a diamond ring on her left finger. And then David starts talking about how in 5 years, which is when Celeste would be around 18, that he wants to go off the grid, no social media, no digital footprint. Is that a promise that he allegedly made her, is what netizens are wondering? What does this all mean? A lot of the comments naturally are just poking at the island comment though, asking, are you talking about Epstein's island? But again, all of this is just online, circumstantial. I don't even know if you could call it evidence, just connections being made. And of course, we have to break down their alleged relationship using subliminal messages that have been interpreted from social media posts and even his music. So I'm just gonna run through a brief timeline. This has just been compiled. Okay. This is a huge point of contention. David tweets, when I was writing this, I got a notification from you as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. Take me where I belong, but our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We gotta push through it, bro. Fingers crossed emoji, black heart emoji.
Wait, where is this message from?
This is David's tweet. So he's saying, like, as I was writing this, I got a notification from you and you said that you want to be with your mom and your sister. And a lot of people are operating under the assumption that he killed Celeste. So people are saying, did he kill her because she wanted to go back home for real this time? Is this something that he gets upset about? Then, April 13th, 2023, Sleep Well, the music video goes live on YouTube. The love interest looks very much like Celeste. And again, it could just be another coincidences, but it's a lot of coincidences. While promoting his new song, Sleep Well, he's reposting things on TikTok. Like POV, the friend you left in season 2 shows up in season 5. So netizens are saying it does look like if you go through David's music and the stuff that he's posting and reposting on TikTok, it looks like he goes through relationship swings where if it is with Celeste or maybe he's with multiple different people, we don't know. But it seems like he has moments of like, oh, my first Valentine's Day with my girlfriend. When your girlfriend won't post you, so I'll post myself. And then to just like reposting massive amounts of breakup TikToks.
Okay.
So people are putting together the timeline and they're saying the friend you left in season 2 shows up in season 5. So does that mean Celeste is back in his life? Because there isn't a lot from 2022 between the two of them that people have found connections in, and again, loosely connections. Then another one where this is a TikTok, where it's a couple joking about running back to their exes while his song Sleep Well is playing in the back. So people are saying, okay, during Sleep Well period, maybe Celeste is back in his life. Notable lyrics to the song that people think are in reference to Celeste are, I'm here for you still, even if you don't think that I'm near, I'll still be right next to you, my dear. And the way you make me feel has the power to make the whole world stand still. Who's to say that our love ain't real? Again, people are like, who's to say? Because they can't be public, and people are drawing inferences to this lyric. Don't be scared, there's no such thing as fear. Netizens think that this song is them reconnecting in 2023. However, I will say, David says in an interview about the song, it feels like the beginning of a dream. The whole premise of the project is a delusional relationship, like you're in a delusion throughout the whole thing. And there's elements of don't forget about me and like dreams, is this real? The host explains, I mean, when you listen to the song, it's almost like, and I mean this as a compliment, there's a creepiness to it. You sleep well, I'm watching. David says he wants to make sure that the songs in his album make you transition through this love-hate relationship. And this one seems kind of like a lullaby almost. And then there's another way that he's been promoting this song. There's one TikTok that he posts where it shows him leaned up against a white wall and a projector is displaying an image behind him. And it's an image of a girl. So it almost looks like they're sitting together, like the ghost of her is sitting there and he's sitting against the wall and the words are popping up on the screen. It's the lyrics to Sleep Well. It's very creative, very symbolic, but a lot of people are saying the girl looks like Celeste. And it's just, I'm here for you still, even if you don't think I'm here.
She kind of does
I'll still
look
be right
like
next to you, my dear.
her.
And then at the very end, the projection image of the girl disappears and fades away.
When you've been stepping up since you were little, when your impulse is always to help, it shows.
And fades away. The next month, he promotes the song Backstreet Girl, where he posts on TikTok and the caption is, y'all are not hearing me. And it's about, well, the lyrics playing are, loving her way too soon. Again, people have a field day with that one. But I don't want to wait too long for someone to love you before I do. So people are saying it's almost like he's competing with the underage boys who are trying to get in a relationship with an underage girl and he loves her way too soon. That's like a whole crazy conversation that is an assumption. Everyone's just making assumptions. I'm just saying all of this is alleged. We don't know anything for a fact yet. But people are really saying this is kind of a crazy one. But David says no, it's not. David does in a previous interview. I remember I was on Discord about this song. It's this unreleased song. It's called Backstreet Girl. It might be on the project. It might not be. I don't know. So this is before it's released. But this guy was like, yo, can you write a song for my girlfriend? Her name's Allie. She's from the Backstreet, like Allie in the Backstreet. And I was like, say less. The next day I showed him the song. He was like crying on the mic. I'm like, yo, chill. David states, though, that the only information that he got from the Discord guy is that his girlfriend's name is Allie and she is from the Backstreet. And then in another interview, he says that the guy is trying to date someone named Allie. So we don't know. But he later says that the guy from Discord DM'd him saying, yo, forget the song, she doesn't even deserve it. So, yeah, I don't know. We don't know what's true or what's not true. We don't even know if we can believe David's interviews, what he says, obviously. The rest of the year 2023, David says that he's never been in love and wrote all of these love songs. But he also posts on September 7th on Celeste's 13th birthday. POV, you guys, when you hear the saddest songs I've ever made tonight. So it seems like it's just weird. People are saying, is he trying to talk to her through TikToks? And I think that's been another conversation more so when we go over his TikTok repost. Like when you're 13, people, like when I was 13, you're like trying to get the person you like to see stuff online. So people are saying the way he's acting on TikTok, is more so trying to get the attention of a young girl. When you're like 19, 20, you're not really doing that, especially if you're getting attention. If you have lots of followers, you're not really subtweeting that much. But he's constantly, it's not even just during a breakup, it's like nonstop. Then another one that year with the caption, "It's always the people you want to make the most proud that end up disappointing you." Then one TikTok of him is just in a hotel room sitting on the edge of the bed, and the words are, "Does anyone know any tips on how to not be the literal worst person in the world?" Smiley face. Now remember the picture where the girl is covering her face with a blanket? That's around this time. So there are speculations that by this point in 2023, they're back together, is the speculation. Then in January 2024, he starts posting teasers of his new song that he's gonna drop called Leave Her. And it's like him singing I Can't Stop Falling for Her, and it's like a TikTok kill film of him fainting on the ground, and it's saying I can't stop falling for her. And then another one, he says, "Yes, I'll swallow an air tag so you know my every move. I can't stop falling for her." Meaning, when a girl tells him, "Yes, David, I will swallow an air tag so you know my every move," he can't stop falling for her.
Okay.
Or another one that reads, "When she does the bare minimum and it's the most romantic thing I've ever experienced, I can't stop falling for her." Another one that reads, "When she sends you a paragraph of how much she loves you while you're sad at work, I can't stop falling for her. When TikTok removes all my music, but at least I have a Valentine's this year, I can't stop falling for her." And then another one, he's doing a backflip, and the words are, quote, "Babe, don't flip out, but this guy asked if," aka he's doing a backflip. "Don't flip out." So he's saying, like, a minute the girl says, "Babe, don't flip out," but this guy asked, he's already flipping.
Thing that you post when you're in a relationship.
Wait, how did I disconnect?
People, you know, there is argument of like, well, he's writing love songs, so technically he's promoting his song. People to swallow air tags. That's actually not PR advice to give as a celebrity.
Yeah, it's not.
I see.
But then people are saying he's like
Can
an
y'all
edge.
hear?
But he's also posting a lot of videos on TikTok around this time, just being Hello Kitty as if he's trying to get a brand deal. It's also around the time that he posts card declines at therapy, but they bring in the Hello Kitty girl from 2021.
So this is the heavy Hello Kitty.
Heavy Hello Kitty is
You said this is the one Celeste
goes missing.
goes missing.
Early 2024. So people are saying they probably met in 2021. 2022, it seems they had a lot of interactions from the crazy connections that were coming together on the internet. 2023 was coming back into his life. There are all these little hints people are forming, and then it seems like early 2024, they're like heavy in some sort of relationship, is what people believe.
Okay.
Because all the Hello Kitty, all the references.
Oh Lord, come on, y'all. Bear with me, y'all. My Wi-Fi is out of control. Come on. Go back to green. Oh God Almighty. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, bear with me just for a couple minutes, cause my Wi-Fi's trying to come back in. I'll give it a couple minutes. If not, I'll just come back some other day. I hate when this happens. Okay, there we go. We back green. Just give us a minute.
To dating, people think that's what's going on. Now, before Celeste is officially reported missing with the missing child poster, she was actually missing before that too. So she's run away multiple times. Sometimes she is reported, the police will bring her back. I don't know if she's reported every single time. I'm sure the police are also looking into that. But February 14th, it has been reported by those who know Celeste that she ran away on Valentine's. Well, the end of March, David posted a live of his song, "My House is Not a Home," and the caption reads, "Imagine leaving everything behind for someone that doesn't want you." So some people are saying, is he referencing Celeste behind and you still left me?
Say that one more time. Imagine leave everything behind for someone who don't even want you.
Look how he did, that's so dumb. Or is it, woe is me, I'm so dumb?
I'll try my best, and I'm just going to end the stream. Bear with me, y'all. I'm currently struggle streaming right now.
Either way, people think it might have to do with Celeste. But by April, he posts an animated picture of a girl sitting next to the guy, and this looks like Celeste. So it looks like the Here With Me music video that also looks like Celeste. He uses that graphic a lot. And it says, he captions it with his own lyrics, "I don't care how long it takes as long as I'm with you, I've got a smile on my face." A few days later, Celeste runs away again. And this is what he's reported. And 2 weeks after that, David announces on TikTok he's finally going to write happy songs again because his depression has been cured.
2 weeks after that?
Yes.
Whoa.
That's weird.
But that same month, a lot is happening. So David is saying his depression is cured, but a few weeks later, there are alleged text messages between Celeste and her friend. Her friend allegedly released these. Again, these are completely unconfirmed, but a friend is asking her if she's okay, just making sure she's alive. Celeste allegedly responds,
mighty. Come on. Come on. Bear with me, y'all. I'm struggle streaming.
"I don't want to talk to anyone, I'm safe." Her friend asks her, "Are you still going to talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get into any more trouble with him." "No, I'm not." "Okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta." "Love you too. I won't." The two girls have a conversation about whether or not they bled the first time of intimate relations. Allegedly, Celeste writes about how she did not have her first intimate relation with David, but a guy named Gus. Gus is important later. But she says she did not bleed because Gus, it sounded like Gus R-worded her. But I don't think she understood it was R-word because she was saying he was getting mad, and so I wasn't into it. But that's, if this is true, that seems to be the feeling that people are getting. But she's saying that she only bled with David. So I don't know. It's a lot. I don't know if this is real. She quickly texts her friend though, "Do not text back. He came back. He's crying. Do not text me." So that made a lot of netizens feel that David saw her phone and maybe saw what happened and realized that she likely, maybe potentially, if this is even real, had intimate relations with somebody else. And maybe to her it didn't count because honestly, the text message that she allegedly sent was quote, "With Gus I was just drunk and I did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having relations with him." I mean, that sounds like our word. Because he's getting mad and she's drunk, and I don't know how old Gus is. She's clearly not of age. And we don't even know if this is real, but it would make sense that maybe she doesn't bring it up because it's such a traumatic experience that she hasn't even internalized fully and she doesn't even know what it means. I don't know, but the fact that she's saying he came back, he's crying, do not text me, people are saying it seems like David saw those text messages, saw the text message about Gus. Later she responds, "I fixed, I'm staying, don't text, I fixed him, I don't know how." And then her friend is like, "What do you mean, what happened?" This is days later. And she's like, "We both cried together and he changed his mind. I'm happy he did though." And this is around the time that afterwards, David starts posting some crazy shit about girls.
2024, after this. Okay.
So netizens think that at this point David, quote, forgives her, which is an insane thing if it's true, considering she's a child, she's a victim, and what does she need forgiveness for? If anything, if all speculations are correct, she is a victim of at least 2 different people. But a few weeks later, David is reposting TikToks, and it's a girl filming herself with the song playing. That's not even David's song, so it's not even him reposting it as promotion. But the words read, "Every guy's personal hell is watching his girlfriend defend another man to him."
Whoa, that is very specific.
Yeah. Then in June of 2024, Celeste is seen in that video that is posted of her going to see her family.
And this is after the missing post.
Yeah.
There's a video allegedly from a family member that Celeste going back into a family gathering.
Yeah. I mean, people are reading heavily into it. We'll go into it deeper in a second, but it's a lot. Now, Celeste's family has been just dragged. Well, I guess I can go into it now. They've just been dragged because of this. whether it's warranted or not is subjective, but they're just saying that they knew that she's traveling around, they knew that she's getting by without coming home. It's definitely not from a 15-year-old boy. Like, you have to be dating an adult. Like, you cannot really survive out there like that unless you're dating an adult. So people are very upset about that. Some people are saying that her parents were probably getting paid, like if they were late on their rent, maybe David would pay it, or maybe David was paying them off, and so they didn't care. Some people, one comment read, this is actually crazy. Celeste's death should be blamed on her parents just as much as David. They did not protect her at all, and they are the main reason that she died. Her parents pissed me off the absolute most. Everyone should be ripping in on her parents just as much as
Yes,
David,
they
or even
should.
harder. No real parents would ever just let their children do whatever they want and end up dead like Celeste. The parents should be in prison for life for neglecting her, and David deserves prison plus the death penalty. To which someone comments back, calling the parents the main reason when somebody literally killed her is such a crazy take. It is not equal no matter how hard you try to play it that way. So people, I would say the general population, they're upset with the family, but nowhere near as upset with the family as whoever did this to Celeste. Meanwhile, 2 weeks later, he posted TikTok, June of 2024. What do you mean?
I was gonna try to get all of it, but unfortunately my Wi-Fi is acting weird. I'm gonna try to come at y'all with another update on the David case this week. With that being said, like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.